Hello everyone, James from Quickly's Guitar School here. So today we're going to have a look at the solo for Californacation by the Red Hot Chilli Peppers. This is what we're up against. That's part one. And that's part two. So stick around to the end, you'll be able to get some screenshots of that. Let's start at the very beginning. So we're going to start on the 10th fret of the B string. And I'd like us to use his middle finger for that. And then we're going to go 9th fret to that C sharp note with his index finger. And then to round that phrase off with my ring finger, 3rd finger, I'm going to go to the 11th fret of the G. And can you see in the tab, it's bent up and then back down. So you're going to bend it up a full step. So you're going to bend it up so much so that it sounds like the 13th fret and then bring it back down. Listen to how I do it and then try and replicate it at home. You see how I bend it up and then back down, and I'm maintaining the pressure all the way through that. Keep pressing into the fretboard for the whole movement. So that's the first 2 bars. Sounds like this. Now the second half of this this section is exactly the same. The only difference is, if you have a look, the devil's in the detail. Can you see on at the very bottom of the tab, there's the lines that indicate dotted crotchets, crotchets. Now, a dotted crotchet lasts for a beat and a half. A crotchet by itself lasts for a beat. So, can you see how the first 2 notes of that phrase are a dotted crotchet, followed by a crotchet, which then turns into a semi-breve as it goes for the rest of the bar. But then, can you see how the first note again is a dotted crotchet, and the 9 and the 11 change places? I don't know if that's the right way to put it. Listen, you can hear that 9 on the second time round, I play a little bit faster. I move through it a little bit quicker on the second time round. Let's go. It's a really small difference, but it's what Frushante is doing, and I won't mind being a little bit further behind him. He's very good. And then once we've come back down on the 11, we're going to pick that 11 3 times. Take a screenshot if you need to. If not, let's have a look at the second bit. We're going to glue part 1 and 2 together, and then you're going to have an opportunity to screenshot both of them. So don't worry about sitting on that for too long. You're going to have ample opportunity. So we've just come from plucking that 11th fret. We're then going to pick it a 4th time as we move into the next bar, into bar 5, and then we're going to pull off ring finger to the index finger on the 9, and then we're going to go up to the D string and do 2 dudes there. So coming from the 3/11s previously, it's a nice little lick. Remember, alternate picking throughout all this, guys. Then we're going to play the 9th and the 11th fret on the D, index and then ring finger. Moving into bar 2, index finger's going down to 9, ring finger on 11, just the same, bend up, bring it down, 9 again, and then 11. So we're just going to pause here. We're just going to pause here and work on these 2 bars here. Just do that a few times for me. You see how all the 9s I'm doing with the index finger, all the 11s I'm doing with the ring finger. Now moving on, we're going back to how we started. 10th fret on that A note, C sharp, 9th fret, so I'm using middle finger, index finger. Then we're going to go to this 12 here. Now that's really interesting because that creates an A minor chord. It's a little baby arpeggio, A, C sharp and E. And then once I play that 12, I'm then going to go up to 14 and then see the wiggles on the top. That means vibrato. So you've got... Let me play the whole thing before we move on. Right, so before we go any further, as I said before, those are the first two sections that I've glued together. Take a screenshot, pause, do whatever you need to. Let me just play it quickly for you before we move on. Such a cool sound, such a cool solo. Okay. Then we're gonna carry on with, we're gonna do that little arpeggio again. 10, 9, 12, middle index ring. And then bring the ring finger up to the 14. We're gonna play that note, we're gonna bring it up. Now, see how the line doesn't come back down again, so you're gonna mute it at the top of the bend. And then play the 14 normally, quote unquote normally, with some vibrato. So you've got... Then we're going to bring his ring finger all the way up to fret 17, which is your second marker after your double marker, if you need that. Ring finger on the 17, middle finger on the 16, index finger on the 14, ring finger on the 17. Ba, 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 ba. And it's all crotches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember your alternate picking as well, guys. Ba, 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 ba. Then, as we enter the second bar, we're going to go back on ourselves to 14 with the index finger. Then we're going to do like a little bit of a pentatonic. Little bit of a pentatonic kind of thing between the 17 and the 14 on the B. Let me just glue bar 3 and bar 4 together for you. Whole thing. Then we've got 3 unison bends, one after another. There. Now, I've put it down here just so you can see, because I'm up here at Dusty End. Now, there's lots of ties in this, and I've cut the ties out to help you get your fingers around it. If you look at any other transcriptions, it looks way more complicated than this. And I've just cut the chaff out to hopefully make it a little bit easier for you to understand. So what we're going to do, we're going to play the 14 on the B string. Then with his ring finger, we're going to play the 16 on the G. And we're going to pluck both strings. But as soon as we've plucked the strings, my ring finger's going up to do a full bend on just the 16. And what that does is, it makes those notes sound the same. It's what's called a unison bend. You're bending them in harmony with each other. So we're going to bend. I've got a bit of a buzzy fret there, but you get the idea. Followed by 17, and then 14 on the B. Now, I've cut that out by mistake, but the 17 and the 14 at the end of this phrase, you're going to then do a position shift and get your 14th fret on the high E, and I'm pretty sure that's a bent note. Let me come. Yeah, can you see that? Can you see how it bends over into the next bar? So, with the 3 unison bends, albeit with a buzzy fret that I need to address, 17, 14 on the B. We're then going to do a position shift, get ready for the 14, and as we move into the next slide, you're going to bend the 14 up and then bring it back down. Index finger on the 12, ring finger on the 14, 12th, 14, 12. It's all that sort of BB box type stuff. We're then going to move down with his index finger from that 12 in the second bar into the third bar to do the 10. And then we're going to gradually walk down 12, 10, 9, ring, middle, index, and then we're going to finish with his middle finger. He says, I'm getting all flustered, I'm thinking about that buzzy fret now. Right, okay, so that's the 3 slides pushed together. I did sort of go through that at a rate of knots fairly quickly, and hopefully it wasn't too much for you, but it's a lot easier if you can see it all in tandem, but when I display it like this, you can't see me playing it, so it's a bit of yin and yang. So, part 1, part 2. Take screenshots if you need to. Thank you for joining me. This is the first solo that we've covered on the channel, and it is a favourite for me to work through with students because there's a lot of really good stuff in it, and it's just a nice little thing to practice that doesn't take too long to get under your fingers. If you've got any solo suggestions that are the solo for Hotel California, I mean, if I get to something silly like 10,000 subscribers, I will do that for you, okay? But if you've got any suggestions for little sort of like anything up to sort of 16 to 24 bar solos, hit me up in the comments. I'll catch you next week. Thank you for watching.